Okay.
No. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Toothpaste Monster channel. My name is Luna, and this is Valerie.
Hey.
And today we're going to be doing something a little different. When we started this channel, we had numerous ideas about what we were going to post. And although we are a group, we had ideas of making separate content to post on the same channel. So, one idea that really stood out with us is to create a series of us doing movie and TV show reviews. So yeah, welcome to Cinema Talks. So comment down below if you guys enjoy and let's get on with the video. Today me and Valerie will be talking about Stranger Things season 5. Boom.
Really late, by the way. Really
Very,
late.
very late. This has been a plan since literally the first half of it. So volume 1 when volume 1 came out. But it made more sense for us to wait till volume 2 and here we are. Months, almost 3 months now since the release of Volume 2, because that was New Year's Day.
God, it's been so long. I don't even remember most of the stuff I have problems with. So you go first, and then I'll just kind of like.
Okay. Now, for those who don't know, Stranger Things is a sci-fi show made by Netflix that started in 2016. For almost the past decade, the show has generated many fans from around the world for its plot, characters, and badass fight scenes. Okay? That's gonna tie in later. It's set in Hawkins, Indiana, with four boys who love Dungeons and Dragons, but then one of the boys, Will, goes missing one night on his way home. His disappearance causes for concern for all the characters, and the three other boys go on this adventure to find him, but find a young girl named Eleven. They find out she has powers, and with her help, they continue to find Will alongside other relatives and friends. In doing so, they also find out the dark past of Eleven and what Hawkins' shady lab is truly researching.
Yes.
That's more of like a season 1 synopsis.
I must say, I enjoyed watching season one out of all the other
Season
seasons.
1, you have probably the best argument. Season 1 is always going to be the best one. My favorite was season 3. But season 1, it obviously takes the cake. Production value was really good. Just the plot, the overall plot was really good. And also for the fact that it seemed more realistic than the other scenes.
Season three, there's
One.
like a Russian,
One.
there's
Season
like a
1.
Russian track. Oh.
One. I've been talking about 1 this entire time.
I thought you were talking about three. I was like,
Season
there
3 will
was
always
literally
be
a
my favorite. I don't
Russian
know why I love that season so
bunker
much.
underneath the mall. I don't think that was really realistic. Unless there is
In a mall.
Forever 21.
What?
I was like, there's probably a Russian bunker underneath Forever 21 at mall. Everybody go
Hey.
check that.
Hey. Might need to
I
go
might
check
be
that.
there.
You'll see Valerie trying to
Any,
steal the
Rus-
gate.
and any Russian baddies,
How did she do it?
meet me at Forever 21.
How did she
What?
she was mogging?
I just want to talk about how stupid it was that Max had survived season four. Okay, before you say anything, I personally don't like Max's character. I personally don't like Max's character.
Is that a new zit?
What is wrong with you?
I was just asking.
Because, well, okay, like she had some good moments in season three. I wasn't a fan of her in season two because, like, little kids are annoying. Why would I root for a little kid to be a part of the group that they've already formed since like elementary school?
Yeah,
Right?
that
Like
makes
for
sense.
me, I have bias. It's like I don't want a random person to join the group just because. She was just kind of like, "Why won't you tell me? Why won't you tell me?" And then like, what's this? I was about to
I
say
do
Liam.
understand that. She was a little bit bratty. She was pissing me off in season 2 when she was like, "Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me?" I'm like, "Girl, shh, shut up." Every time she asks, they get really intense. That should be like read the room type shit.
She's just annoying little kid. But season three, she had her good moments. But it's just like season four
When her brother
when she
died.
like her eyes rolled back and she finally got possessed or whatever from
That's what I was
Vecna.
gonna say. Me and you have had this argument about a zombie apocalypse. Most likely, with the way the human body is created, you cannot necessarily regenerate certain cells that get
Yeah.
like it's like her bones, all her bones snapped. Her joints were snapped. If anything, and her eyes rolled back, and they were crying out blood, right?
Hmm. I don't think you can come back from that.
I don't think you come back from that. Most likely you'll be paralyzed and blind.
And
So
when
it
she
wasn't
woke up,
realistic for her
she could
to
see.
be so quick to get back up on her feet. The most realistic part was that she was in a wheelchair. Most likely her mom would have pulled the plug. If that was me, my dad would know to pull the plug. I would not.
Where is the mom? No one
Where
visited
was
her.
the mom, mind you?
No one visited her at the hospital.
Where the fuck
except
was the
her
mom?
boyfriend. I don't think that a hospital would normally. Well, maybe it was like a different time because it's at a different period, a
The
different
80s.
decade.
They were allowed to smoke in there.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, but I feel like now you're not allowed to be at a hospital room for whoever's in the bed, the patient, without a parent's consent. Like they're teenagers, and I don't feel like that would be allowed. But maybe it's a different, whatever.
Maybe.
Back to Max. Max should have died season 4. I don't see how she miraculously woke up from her coma and she's like fine in the hospital bed. It's like I don't know. And then she's like, I can see. How? You should, even if they wanted to write you back in, this should not be working. This should not be working.
This should not be working.
Your
fucking knees should not be working.
You know what's fiction? Her graduating.
You brought up this point a lot. Explain.
I don't understand. She woke up and then she's graduating the same time that her boyfriend is graduating, and they're like, oh, like, are you gonna like show up on time or blah blah blah, and then they're just like making out, and it's like, bro, you've been in a coma all this time, bro.
How long
did you
was it? There was a
graduate?
time jump, wasn't there?
Yes.
Or I guess
I
a
don't
time
understand
jump.
that makes no sense to me. Oh, another thing too. It's not about Max. We're done talking about Max. I think Max's character should have died in season 4 and should have stayed dead and not been a freaking mentor to, what's her name?
Holly.
Emily? Holly.
Emily is crazy. They had a whole episode.
It should not have happened because I thought in the first part of season 5 they were setting up that Mike was going to be Holly's mentor because he gave her the little figurine and he's
That
like,
makes sense. That makes sense. Also because of the fact that that's her brother. You may continue.
Yeah, I just think that like what they were setting up is like, oh, now a new generation is picking up like this game or whatever. I just don't think Max and Holly being best friends and like helping each other like go through Vecna's mind or whatever, it should never have happened like that. I find bullshit, like absolute, like why would Max, who is like in a coma, she's on her deathbed, right? Like they don't even think that she's gonna come back alive, but her freaking boyfriend's like playing a jukebox in her room and being like, come back baby, come back. Look, I just don't think, bro, you should have pulled the plug a long time ago. I'm just saying. But apparently she was living in Vecna's mind the entire time.
So what was
And
the
she's
point
like, oh wow,
of their...
Holly, you really opened my eyes. I could have opened the portal this entire time. You had 2 years. You had 2 years to open those doors. You had 2 years. You could have graduated. Like, I could have found that plausible. Like, oh yeah, you graduated. Like,
That's another thing. The time it just doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up at all. Okay.
And then she collected all these things to create an apartment. Why? When has she been a thief? Has she?
Mad Max? You never know. She's doing some crazy shit.
She was just stealing like random stuff. But was it to keep her entertained? I don't know. If she was hiding from Vecna all this time, why would she be going out of her way and stealing that stuff? Wouldn't he be like, huh, that's missing. She's fucking with me. She wants me to go find her. She wants me to go in that like little canyon or whatever. And then freaking Holly being the smart ass, being like with the freaking telescope, and she's like, this shape looks like that if we step out. Max, you have all this time. You had all this time to explore because you knew he wouldn't go in that freaking canyon. The dots couldn't connect, and also I think it's so absurd that like they have each character has a scene where they have an epiphany and they're like, oh my god.
You couldn't have figured this out within the 2 years?
Yeah, they just solved this whole puzzle and they're like, Vecna's not in here because he was shot in the hand as a little kid. Because he also killed somebody. And then now he went to high school and he shot somebody, he killed somebody, and he went to high school.
With the
He had a
parents
girlfriend in high
of
school,
everyone
never
there.
mentioned again.
The parents of everyone there, and Mike's and Nancy's parents making out in the hallway when they stated that they met each other sometime after school. After college. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like, Nancy talked about how her parents met out of college and they were making out in the hallway in high school when they supposedly did not know about each other.
And I went to high school and he was also experimented on.
You know what? Yeah,
See,
that makes
this is
so
what I'm
much
saying.
sense.
You have
Duffer
no
Brothers,
excuse in
y'all
high
make so
school.
much fucking sense.
You have no excuse in high school. Vecna was making good grades while also being experimented on.
Shut up! You don't know that!
I'm just saying, if he attended school,
he graduated from high school. What's your excuse?
His blood was being extracted every day and still was going to school. I don't want to hear anything from you, Luna.
Used on pregnant women?
I want to hear anything. I still, the whole hype is like, I think they wanted a reaction when they invited Kelly back into Stranger Things and she made that appearance. Callie?
Callie? Is it Callie or Collie?
I think it's Callie. I don't hate the actress, but I thought her whole like sister dynamic and that whole thing where like she ran off and
because that's not what she needed. She needed her friends. The whole thing was that her friends were her family, the people who actually took her in and loved her. Not Callie was like, oh, because they treated us this way, we need to treat other people this way. And the whole thing was 11 was like, no, that's not right. I want to rewrite this. We shouldn't be using violence with more violence, stopping violence with more violence, or like stopping all this hate or like stuff like that. We need to show like she's like, I don't want this. I want to fight back the right way, not this way. Like, he has a family and so do I. Type shit. I need to go back to them.
She wasn't mentioned in season 3 because I guess I don't think she ever said like, oh, I miss my sister, or like, I wish that my sister would be friends with y'all. She never mentioned her in season 3. I don't think she never mentioned her in season 4. Now all of a sudden season 5 she's in a freaking incubator and it's just kind of like that I guess Steve Rogers like the glazed donut, like she was literally in there and she wasn't doing anything, and it's like, oh wait, Copper, that's my sister. Don't shoot her.
I truly think it was the fact they just wanted to bring a lot, like, the older fans back in. Like, oh my god, look who we brought. I didn't remember her until they showed her. I was like, isn't she? Oh, right. Oh my lord, you're so right. Season 5 was something, right? With each season of a show, there is always going to be something different, strange even, that separates it from the rest. But what happens when you take a beloved show and completely rewrite everything about the characters and the plot and leave numerous things unfinished and leave fans speculating, and then announce a cartoon series spin-off of this show that people will have loved for almost 10 fucking years? You can't help but, as a viewer, speculate about the reasoning behind such sudden changes and true reasonings behind the sudden ending. That's my argument about the show. So I'm not gonna completely shit on season 5 too much, because I'm not gonna lie, I did like it. Not as much as I did other seasons though. I loved some characters like dipshit Derek. You know Valerie. You know how much I love him. Like,
yes,
he's a part of my heart. I love him so much. He reminds me of my brother. That's why I love him so much.
He saved the show.
He did.
Because none of the shit that they wrote in for the other cast was fucking funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny.
It wasn't. Yeah, I like Dipshit Derek, and I think that's it. Obviously, Winona Ryder and David Harbour did a phenomenal job, like they always do. Applause. Honestly, I think Winona's character,
she plays a perfect, like, cringy parent.
I think they kind of leaned into that a little too much in season 5.
Yeah.
Season 1, she was literally yelling at fucking, her ex-husband about Will, about why he's missing, giving this amazing, like, emotional monologue.
Where did she
go? They brought her back a little bit with the axe.
But I wanted her to yell at those kids because they left her out in the dark. Not only, why would you be doing that? It's like, you have an adult on your side. Y'all are just children still.
And she did technically kind of do that,
whatever
but not
mistake
really.
You might make, like, it falls on y'all. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Her whole thing is like, don't you understand what I was going through when, like, you were away? That argument, it doesn't stand. Why? Because he was into Upside Down. she should have made that argument that you just stated and not in a fucking car. I feel like she should have driven them back in silence because, that's even worse. In my opinion, that's worse. And then have them sit on the damn couch and yell at them that way. I know what you're gonna do. Okay, I know. Okay, these are the same characters we have watched for years. I grew up with the show, so I thought maybe because I was younger and have issues with my memory, that what I watched back then might have not been the best acting in the world. But when I reviewed the first season, which was an amazing season, like it usually is, Riverdale season 1, best season by far. They fell off mid season 2 and season 3 was a whole shit show. But when I reviewed this first season, I noticed that the acting done when the main cast were kids was actually better than this new season. Usually child actors have up and downs with their acting when growing up because of being in between projects, but this one specifically was consistent. The show would take years to shoot one season. Like, seasons wouldn't be coming out back to back, but the shooting was. So you would assume that the acting would be at least decent considering the big names attached to the show. Yet all it really did was disappoint the fans watching. In my opinion, the acting could have been so much better. Hello, the Disney Channel writing? And me. And me. And me. And me. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Shut up! Enough said. Let's go back to the acting. I want to bring it right back in a circle. Not a circle, but more like a little zigzag. And we go all the way around. A little loop-de-loop and back to the acting. You see? See my thought process? Loop-de-loop, acting. I do think there are some other things that might have affected the acting, such as a terrible script. The dialogue for most of the scenes made me cringe so much. Like, it gave me a bodily reaction, and I had to step away. Paused, went to the restroom, got some water, had to come back. The script, to me, gave me the impression of an AI adapted story. The Duffer Brothers have denied the use of AI. At the time I had researched for this, they had denied it. I don't know now. I'm not gonna look it up. Most likely they will deny it. But just watch the show. And this last season was so bad, it would make sense. Okay, the last season, as in season 4, felt so rushed that it would give the writers an excuse to use AI to put out the damn last season. Sometimes I think that they were truly done with the show. Like by midway of season 4, I have another theory that kind of ties into that. And the money hungry, the producers were they were demanding more, so they were like, damn, here.
Yeah, I do think that they were supposed to end the show a long time ago, but I think since the audience and probably Netflix just wanted more from them, they just started writing a script for whatever season that they were working on, and just kind of thinking in the back of their mind, they were like, we can connect all the dots in the beginning. We're gonna connect all the dots in the next season. Don't worry. It's all gonna come together. It's all gonna come together. Don't worry. Just trust the process. I feel like that's how it went. And then at some point they were like, ooh, we have a lot of plot holes that we can't fix, but you know what? We'll just leave it at an open ending, so that way things can get interpreted in different ways.
Up to the eye of the beholder.
Fan base in 5 years. But yeah,
anyways, so we're gonna go to my theory. So if anything about season 5 being bad, this shit takes place further. I had my own theory of the show going downhill. This theory is pretty long, so be advised, I'm going to talk a lot. Since the 4th season came out, I have made a routine to make up excuses for the show, simply because I do love it. I do genuinely like this show. I feel like it could have gone so many different ways. I found it original in the sense of the way that they wrote the kids. Compared to other TV shows and movies, they had so much more personality and almost made them feel more mature, if that makes any sense. I feel like up until this point, kids were underutilized, in my opinion. I truly feel like the show peaked in season 3. Season 3 was the best season, and I will die on that hill. By the time season 4 was coming out, this is when I realized season 5 is not going to be that good. A little history lesson real quick. Netflix started in 1998 and was one of the first streaming services to truly find success. The DVD rental place, now streaming service, started as a two-worded website that allowed you to have a monthly subscription that would allow you to queue a movie with what seemed like unlimited choices, and from there only expanded to streaming as a whole. In the early to late 2000s, you now were able to rent as many movies as you wanted with no late fees because the one digital copy was being used by other people at the same time. Netflix was extremely innovative as it created a resolution for the one problem that DVD rental places had. Only one person or family could rent a movie at a time. By the early 2010s, Netflix had began creating and advertising new Netflix originals. I think It was Orange is the New Black. I think that was one of them. That the company would create, produce, shoot, and release on their own platform. With the new sleek design, Netflix had so much potential, and then the Duffer Brothers came into the picture. Every company has a mascot, is how I like to see it. Disney with Mickey, Nintendo with Mario, and now with Netflix taking the forefront of streaming, they needed their own. With the success of Stranger Things, you can see that specific show became their baby. Maybe before their new originals are streaming very well, again, Orange is the New Black, like that was very popular. But Stranger Things truly brought more attention to the shows like never before. That's just in my opinion. Okay, now Netflix had an edge. Nowadays, Netflix will always have success with their own produced shows because they're all exclusive to that service. And yes, all streaming services have their own exclusive shows, but they don't have Stranger Things. But that's where Netflix messed up. Netflix was always known for having the capability to binge watch shows. Stranger Things was the poster child for watching shows, for binge watching shows. Then they announced for season 4, each episode was going to be released one by one every week. That's when I knew the show was going downhill. That the show that was so beloved, that so amazing, was not going to be as good as it once was. When the first trailer of season 3 released, everyone, and I mean everybody, was ecstatic for the release. Mainly because they knew they were going to binge watch the entire season in one sitting. I know that for a fact, because that was me! But now they took that away from fans around the world. I know one by one episode releases aren't anything new to streaming. Netflix wasn't innovative for that. That was the whole issue. Releases like that, to me, they scream money grab, okay? Because that's all they are. Streaming services only do that to keep an audience coming in consistently, to have money coming in consistently. I feel a majority of people know that. I mean, with Euphoria, that's what it screamed to me. It was like, oh my god, they know the show is going to do well. That's why they're going to do one by one releases. Even if it's bad, they know it's going to go well. Because I feel like they're just trying to limit as much bad review as possible so they can get as much viewers as possible. Because you can't give someone a review of something and be like, oh, well, the entire season isn't necessarily out yet. Because it's unreliable, you know? All right.
They do, but like, it's either a really big show in the beginning, like Stranger Things, or I feel like now, like with Euphoria and like other shows that I saw on HBO Max, they do that only if they have bigger stars starring in those shows, and then they only release them weekly because you want to see that actor. Like they were popular from something else, and now HBO or Disney Plus has them now, and it's like, oh, you're gonna tune in because you like this person, like you like them for whatever they weren't before.
Hi, it's Luna, the editor. So if you're wondering why I'm chiming in now, it's because I'm gonna have to end this here. So this is gonna be part 1 of either 2 or 3. I don't know. Yeah, if you guys enjoy this, please comment down below. And yeah, if there's anything you guys want to see from us next, then go ahead. Please watch the Kima Boardwalk video that we posted, and stay tuned for the rest of this. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, thank you so much, and we'll catch you in the next one. Alright, bye!